The area coach that I had then is quite different from the one that I have today, and she is the one I'll be talking about the most because I think there are lessons in here that you can learn. So I met Vanessa when I was trying to move up to team leader. That was the first time I met her, first time I saw her. Um, I saw her as a really, really strong person. First impression, that's what I can tell you. I saw a very strong person up there and someone I could learn from. And I was wondering who she was, because when we first came into the room, I had been selected to be signed off, and we had all the people who were signing off there as well. So it's a room full of team members who were trying to move up to team leaders, meeting new people and all of that. And there was she, Vanessa, standing right there. And I think in 2016 she could have been a trainee area coach, and she was chosen to look over our task. So we were given a task, and we were asked to do some sort of task, and explain how we would handle things. It had nothing to do with KFC. And some of the people came down from you know how it goes. Area looks after areas. I knew few of the people from London that came over, and also met someone there that day, who I came when I came to Tunbridge Wells. He was in the Tunbridge branch, so that was a reunion as well. So I was there, and then I was given the task, and and Katia and Soranya was with me. So we gave the task. We did all that we thought that we should do. And then we had to present it privately. The group would present it to the people who were then giving over. And Vanessa was part of them. There was another person. So three bosses, right? Three bosses. And I thought I'd fill in for Katia because she's a bit, shy. She's from Portugal. Her English is not the best, so I thought I'd fill in, and no, I shouldn't have. So they said I failed. They said I failed the test in the end. So the interview was fine. The interview passed, but the actual task, I failed it. So I failed everything. And one of the team members who came with me, he passed. Yeah. So I really rubbed it in, and I was like, getting really quiet and sad, and I felt like I failed. I felt like I failed this task, and the thing is that I didn't have enough information about what I did wrong. They said my tone was a bit too high. Okay, what does that mean? But later I would find out what it was. The thing was that I didn't give up. That day was like a horrible day, worst day in my life. I really felt bad. I felt so frustrated. I'd woken up early in the morning. I do long hours, and here I was. I failed. I failed. And it's hard sometimes when that happens to you. I totally get it. So, not to cry to you or anything, but then I went back to my my people, my boss, and told him, and he was disgusted. He was totally disgusted, and disgusted at the wrong people. Sometimes, when I thought about it, I'm like, that's not a good approach. That's not a good mindset. Because then you lose everything. You lose the lesson, and the lesson is the only thing I can take away at that particular point. I needed a lesson in my life. I needed to fix this problem, whatever it was. I didn't know what it was. I just needed to fix it. So I moved on, said, I put the day behind me, spoke to, and then that time my wife, now she's my ex, but spoke to her, she said, no, you can do it, continue. I got some encouragement from her. My parents were very encouraging. But I didn't apply for another job. I'm like, I'll pass the next time. What that meant, I had no idea. I didn't know what it meant. I failed, But what that meant to me was that I had another chance to fix something before I be put into a leadership position, which I think is really important for you guys, If you're going to move up to the next level and management says you're not ready, how do you take it? It's so hard to push after there. But if you can get the day behind you, if you can just say, look, I need to get this day finished. I need to sleep. I need to hit my bed, sleep, wake up the next morning, and don't move in my mind that I can do it. I can be at the top. So I went back home. I continued, and a few days later something came up which was really interesting, because being trainee team leader, they had already given me at that time the black shirt, but my manager had got it from, but he didn't let me wear it, but like they had given me authority. And we were one day I came to work. It's getting time to close, and a customer comes in and says, oh, can I have my pieces of chicken in a box, to one of the cashiers, Christina. And Christina, I really like her because she's very straightforward. But anyway, so she goes to get the box, yeah, and I turned my head, my dumb self, not that I'm dumb, but just arrogant, a bit arrogant. Turn myself. She gets out a box. I think she got the snack box. And I said to her, in front of the customer, not that box, get the mega box. And she was furious. She said, she went and she got the mega box, and she said, this is why you failed the test, because everyone knew that I went for sign off and I failed. This is why you failed the test, And she took the box and she gave it to the customer. She said, you're too bossy, you're too bossy. And that was like music to my ears, because I had just wanted to know what it was. What was I doing wrong? Really happy for Christina, because she showed me exactly what I needed to know. She told me exactly what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. And I just humbled. My whole ego came down, and then that day came back to me. Feel really down, feel like a failure. Why am I doing this, And yeah, really funny, isn't it? Laughing at it at that time was quite serious for me, but now I'm laughing at it because it's what shaped me. So that made me really start to stop and look at things, look at things. Malaka, you need to use your mind, you need to think, what you're asking. Now, this is the very, very particular training that, as a leader, you would want to do. What I'm asking this person, has this person already thought about it? And if you see that the person is very close to it, yeah, you as a leader, you don't have a work over there. you shouldn't put your mouth, you shouldn't have any explanation, you shouldn't say nothing, you should allow the person to do what they're doing. All you're trying to do is move one person from one point to the other. That's all you're trying to do. And if they're already moving, what's your job? What is your problem in that? I have no idea why I was sticking my nose into that. I have no idea. That was a learning curve for me. So I got one thing. And then a few days later, again, here I am in bed. So I moved from one branch to another to help out. Obviously, we all help out, you know. And we got a visit from the area coach. And guess who the area coach was? You guessed it right. It was Vanessa. So here comes this lady. This lady who had failed me before, you know, told me something was wrong, didn't tell me what it was. And here she is, comes straight and sit in the office, and she's doing her checks. She's making sure everything is fine on my shift. Obviously there was a team leader there, so I went and I said a big hello and said, really happy to see you. She's like, oh, she's happy to see me too, you know. And I said to her, you know, the other day you did fail me on this, but I don't really know what the problem was. You know, you said it was my tone, but what exactly did I do that you thought that, you know, it wasn't good enough? And she said, sometimes when you're talking to the staff, you know, you need to know where to bring your tone down, because you can really make them feel bad, you know, make them feel worthless and all of that. And that was really, really, really powerful when she said that to me. And I just continued moving on. I said, you know, she didn't fail me for no reason at all. She failed me for a reason, and I need to fix it. And the day came, and I'm going back for the sign-off again. We did the exam, and on the exam, this time it wasn't a task, it was an exam. So they swapped the task over for an exam. That's what our PPE did, Ben Ward. And alright, so Mr. Ben Ward did that, and he saw that I failed by just a little 1 mark. So it was time for the interview, which is the second part of the sign-off. And time for the interview. But then everyone got someone to interview them, but he came to interview me himself. And he took me into a room, and he said, Malachi, he took out the pen and paper and said, Malachi, actually, you failed the test. What? You failed the test. But I don't think you failed on any big issues. You know, the things that you failed on, you can easily fix them, you know. I don't think that should be the defining moment if we're going to pass you or not. So I'm going to do this interview with you, and then see what you really like. So tell me, you know, tell me. So he started asking me the questions. He said, you've done the interview before. What are some of the things that you have changed? What's going on, you know? How are you developing, you know, in becoming a team leader? So I said, Ben, to be fair, actually, what I found out was that I have a problem in my tone when I'm speaking to people. I can assure you, Ben, that I know what the problem is. I know exactly what the problem is. I know what it is. It's my tone. It's too high, you know. And I don't think I fixed it in the 3 months. I don't think I fixed it at all. I've worked on it. I've tried. I know what it is. I'm aware of it. But I guess 3 months is a bit, you know, a bit short for me to totally fix it. I don't think I've really fixed it. But I can assure you I'm working on it. And I want to fix it. And then he continued asking me the questions. And then getting to even half of the interview, he just said, you know, Malachi, I'm going to pass you because many people come to this interview, yeah, and they're all angry about the last time they didn't pass. He's heard it all. He's heard it all. He's heard enough. But I come across like I've learned something, and that's really cool, because I feel better as a trainer that I was able to show you something, and this is why I really love this company and this process that we're going through, because in this company, if you're not looking for the money doesn't make it, but you want to become a really good leader, this company has that for you. They have brilliant people who are training you, who have been in the industry for a while, who has overcome hurdles, who are experienced, who have been through exactly what you've been through, who have failed at things, and is going to teach you now how you can also become better like them. And he passed me. I was so happy. I was jumping for joy. I don't think I would have been that happy, the first time if I had passed. I don't think I would have been that happy. I was really happy. I came home. I was joyful. I called my friend who said, I passed. I was so eager to tell him because he saw the whole journey of me, and I just said, Kabir, I've passed. I was so happy. So, let me see if I have anything else. So if you want to move up in your rank as a team member or a team leader, be ready to fail. Be ready to fail at things. And on the day, I can't help you. It's a horrible day. It's horrible for me. But what I can say is that stop thinking negative. Stop trying to look for whose fault it is but your fault. It's only your fault, And when I moved up, I'm still team leader. But I'm grateful because I have an opportunity to lead people, And another thing was be positive about it. So when you come back, you have already identified what the problem is and you're trying to fix it, Because people won't tell you there's a problem if there's no problem, When there's a visit from the area coach and she says, oh, you need to clean the shop is a bit, you guys need to have more attention to that. Then you need to have more attention to that. She's not telling you, or he's not telling you because they just have nothing better to do. If your shop is clean, it is clean. And they won't say anything about it, Could you have 100% pass on your visit? Absolutely. So if you're a team member or a team leader, I hope it helps you. If you're not, I hope this was just a bit of a refresher for you if you're in an upper rank. So I just thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here for me. I look at many of your posts. I celebrate with you guys. And if any of you have any want to know a bit more about how you can be able to learn from your failures, I've put together a few of these tips, so failures, and then how you can be able to learn from them. I've put a few tips down, and I have about 3 of them. I'll be more than happy to share with you. So if that's something you want to do, all you have to do is send me a private message and forward it, and I'll send them to you. So go to my profile, Malachi, private message, and then I'll forward them to you. So do have a good day and enjoy the day. Bye for now.